Good morning, everyone. This is Riley with Midwest Market Management, bringing you our weekly South America weather from a national yield perspective update. We're sitting here on December 23rd, right before Christmas. Doesn't look like there's going to be any big changes today, so I'll just get us started off here. So, first thing I want to do, put into perspective how big of an area we're talking about. In terms of South America weather, we're looking anywhere from Mato Grosso and the Tocantins all the way down into central Argentina. So this is a very large area we're looking at. You can't just look at one little spot on the map and say South America weather's good. You gotta have to really focus and look into how big of an area this is. So taking just Mato Grosso and putting it on a US map is almost the whole Midwest. So this is a huge area, and it doesn't just get answered of how weather's doing in one sentence. So with that said, going to move into planning progress for Argentina here. Brazil is officially at 98+% planning, so I don't feel it's very necessary to add in those numbers anymore. So just looking at Argentina here, getting that more ahead on the corn side of things, 73% this week compared to a 70% average. So, and then on the bean side, actually a little behind. So ahead on the corn, behind on the beans. That could maybe either be a sign of an acre shift, or it could be that corn is just getting more of a priority to get in the ground first. So moving ahead to the actual weather maps here, a little bit of a different look today to try and keep it shorter and look at less maps for everybody. 1 to 5 day temperatures. If you put this in, you can barely see an outline. Mato Grosso would be right here in Brazil, and we can see all the way down into Argentina. Pretty easy on this one, guys. The 1 to 5 day temperature in that south central Brazil, some areas in the 90s here over the next 5 days. They have not been there in a while, so this isn't something that's going to cause immediate stress. Areas that have been seeing some heat over the last 2 to 3 weeks has been this northwest region of Argentina. So as of right now, there is some heat in the forecast, but if there's rain to go with it, then it's not going to be a big issue yet. So moving into the 6 to 10 day, we can see that heat isn't sticking around very long in that area of Brazil, but some of it is starting in Paraguay and the corner of Brazil, as well as down in southern Argentina. There's not as many crops grown down here, but there still are some that will be affected by this pretty extreme heat. But overall, and looking at it from a wide, huge area that we're talking about, from a national yield perspective, I would not say this heat right now is doing enough to impact the yield, especially when you consider all the rainfall that's came. So looking at the last 2 weeks of rain, as we know, up in the north, there's been heavy amounts of rain that is normal for this time of year for them. So not anything out of the ordinary. Argentina did see some more rains here in the beginning of the week in this northeast corner. That's helped them out a little bit. So a lot of the areas are well watered right now, but areas that we do need to be looking at is the southern region of Brazil, where that color's lighter. And then this western area of Argentina that had 3 weeks of 90+degree heat. That could be a place worth looking at. But as of right now, not hearing any big drought issues or reports. So not a bullish storyline for now, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. As we move into the next 1 to 5 days, Brazil's actually looking to dry up quite a bit in the growing area. Other than this southern region that I just mentioned could use some rain. So the one area of Brazil that's been lacking some rain here in the last 2 to 3 weeks looks like it's going to be getting some to help them out. And the areas that have been getting plenty of rain are going to be missing some. So could be looking at a beginning of January region of everybody could use some rain, but isn't in a dire circumstance yet. So looking towards Argentina, there looks to be some smaller amounts of rain too, nothing very drastic that's going to cause a flood, but at the same time, there will be areas that are still a little too dry. So looking at the 6 to 10 day final map of the day here, there's chances throughout all of Brazil and a good chunk of the Argentine growing area. We'll have to wait and see as that comes into the front of the forecast if that intensifies or if it goes away. That 6 to 10 is hard to predict down there. So overall right now, guys, the moral of the story, there's no bullish headlines right now to get excited about. And the potential for a big South America crop, not only for Argentina, but for Brazil as well, is there. As we're thinking about northern Brazil and that Mato Grosso region, beans will be harvested here in the next few weeks and into the next couple of months, and Safrinha corn crop will get planted. So we're getting close to the time of year where that Mato Grosso, Tocantins, Mato Grosso do Sul, those regions are going to become really, really important to look at for the corn market in terms of what's happening there. But for right now, just continuing to monitor the first crop for both countries. So that is all I have today. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We will not be back on Thursday since that's Christmas Day, so we will likely see you next Tuesday. Thank you and have a good day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.